Make a dirt face.
You're gonna make
We'll
a
make a
dirt
dirt
face.
face.
Trey, you don't have to make it. Come with one. Come with factory.
Come on,
Grandma.
I've rested dirt face. I've rested dirt face. Most people have resting dirt. Most people have resting dirt face. I have resting dirt face.
I'm still thankful that I'm still thankful that with my resting face, I get to give my resting face a break.
Resting dirt on the mask. Put on the mask. Nice, but I'm derping so hard. But I'm derping so hard.
I will say I got a new mask the other day on White, and like it's got Goku, like it's got Goku blue, and like Super Saiyan blue on both sides. I'm like, I love this so much. I need more anime masks.
I want if they're doing that, then I want like the Deku muzzle. Then I want like the Deku muzzle thing as like
They have it
in it.
Don, guess what you're getting for Halloween?
Hand movements?
Everybody's getting Deku masks.
Intricate hand movements is what I saw.
Yep.
Guess what you're
do,
getting?
Yeah. We're doing a hand show.
You're getting weird
I
hand
saw
movements.
one that was
for
like
it.
Bakugo, and it's got like the X and orange and then like the green. It looked really cool.
Nice. I'm gonna go ahead and share that we are live with everybody.
Can I just say that somebody tagged me in a photo of the Catch Me Outside girl and asked me if I was still cosplaying, making the assumption I looked just like her, and I was like,
What? Catch me outside. How about that?
How about that? How about that?
I'm just like, well, son of a bitch, like,
You got me.
you got me. I might be a tad similar.
You've been warned.
Yep, you've been warned.
No butt hurts. It was hilarious. I put no butt hurts, and then Julie commented, "Butt hurts my middle name." Like,
Get out.
I was like, those are odd
I
parents.
don't want you. And the butt hurts. I want none of them.
Very odd parents.
Can I just say that I'm wearing magnetic lashes and I'm loving these?
Wait. What does that even mean? Magnetic lashes? Like
So-
there's a magnet strip and it just.
No, so
She's
they
got wire installed
it's
inside of her eyelid.
So they don't
The
fall off.
eyeliner actually has like magnetic tendencies. So when you put the eyeliner on, the eyelash magnets to the eyeliner. I tested this because I was so nervous it would just fall off. I literally took a blow dryer to my face, like, all right, let's test this shit out because I live in Texas and it's windy. You know,
That doesn't sound safe.
It has literally like little teeny tiny magnets across the eyelash line. So literally, mind you, like I can never put eyelashes on and the glue always looks gummy and it literally just like whoop.
Nice. Well, we are
What's up,
live.
Brian?
What's up, Brian? What's up, Charles? I gotta open up the chat so I get everybody on Twitch and everybody on everywhere else too. Yeah. So welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Just us this week because we are talking about some shit, and we didn't want to get anybody else involved in the shit we're talking, because then they're gonna be like, "You had me on that show when y'all were talking about that shit." You brought me on for this? Yeah, exactly. You brought me on for this shit. It's like, yes, we wanted you to be a part of these controversial topics. So we do have some controversial topics to discuss later in the show. Nothing like no shit talking, but there's going to be probably differing opinions and people who sit, I think, mostly on one side of the fence, but different ways to go about it with the TikTok banning and a Cell. Is it still banned? We'll get to it. We're going to be discussing some stuff. So, MAGA lashes, nice. She said magnet, but yes. Go on.
You know.
So they're alien lashes. Da 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 da. It's fucking blimp, Brittany. It's a blimp. It's a blimp.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna tell you this right
Is
now.
it the first controversial topic? Is it an alien or is it a blimp?
Yeah, well, let's go. Let's jump in.
Okay.
I was gonna speak it. It'll be segue perfect for our first topic, but yes.
Okay.
Set it up. Over New Jersey, there was a lot of people. Thousands.
People. Hundreds of videos of this blimp, right? And to me, it looks like something I've never seen before, right? However, there are a lot of people who say that it was a blimp during a particular sporting event. Now, my problem with this is there's hundreds of videos of this looking spaceship, but there's no videos of the blimp in air And when you go to the Goodyear website, their schedule, they have not been in air since August. So I'm just trying to understand. Because literally, they're, according to their own site, they hadn't been in air.
They have not updated their website since August. There's a difference.
Good,
yeah.
business.
But it's all over TikTok. There's tons of.
But.
Yeah.
Same exact day, not in just New Jersey. You had people in California, New York City, Las Vegas, Nevada, all had sightings as well. Exactly the same looking kind of thing. So there's that.
Yes, there's that alleged. There's not as much footage of the other shit as there is of this. There's old footage saying it was from Vegas and saying it was from California, but it's actually repurposed footage. The majority of it is repurposed footage from past sightings of things that were explained away. I saw one in Brooklyn with lights, and it was like that was explained away. So there is obviously a lot of people. Anytime there's UFO shit, it's always fun because everybody gets excited. And we actually had some real science news this week. Signs of life, alien life on Venus. There was phosphorine discovered in the atmosphere, which is a byproduct of biological life. So, oh look, Trey found the close-up photo. That's the exact same thing that was in the air in one of the videos.
I don't believe it. You know why I don't believe it? Because literally Facebook was like, we fact checked you with their stupid freaking fact checking website that they own. And anytime I've had something taken down, it's been about human trafficking and now aliens. And I'm like, okay, come on.
Fact checking is there for a reason. It helps.
Not when you're literally owned and sponsored by Facebook. That to me is not fact checking because they provide no sources on any of their fact checks.
They always provide sources on their fact checks. It's at the bottom of the page, ma'am.
No, ma'am. No. I went to their Goodyear. I can pull this shit up live screen.
Let's do it.
I went to the Goodyear blimp and I looked for their sources and they had none. They had Twitter posts to me are not sources.
It is when the Twitter post comes from the president of Goodyear.
It wasn't the president of Goodyear, though. It was a random person that literally had a video of the Goodyear blimp that literally was playing in reverse.
No, it's the Goodyear representative. They gave his name.
Did you even go to this article?
I'm gonna pull it up now, and I'm gonna tell you which Goodyear employee it was. Not only that, it was flying over. I could name you the stadium.
Because Facebook told you, like.
I'm gonna name you the stadium it was flying over and why it was flying over said stadium. Monday Night Football, MetLife Stadium is the stadium it was flying over. So it wasn't like it was some stadium. No, it was over a stadium on the largest sporting night of the week, Monday Night Football. It's always there. If you zoom in on one of your alien videos, you can literally see the graphic come across and then it swipes out. It comes across and it swipes out.
Just saying, man.
It's a
Just saying, there's a whole lot more evidence of that than there is the other. There's a whole lot of evidence showing the video.
It's the same footage from far away.
There's not a lot of footage of this blimp. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying. There's just not a whole lot of footage of this blimp.
It's the same footage. There's a lot of footage of that same thing. You're farther away, so it looks different. You're farther away, so it looks different. But it's the same shit. It's a blimp.
But you said Monday Night Football, right?
Yes, it was on Monday night. The video you posted first over New Jersey.
Day.
You what?
All the videos look like they were taken in the middle of the day if it's supposed to be for Monday Night Football.
That wasn't in the middle of the day. That was not in the middle of the day. It was in the evening, and the blimp was in the area from 4 p.m. on.
Okay, so what I'm saying is if you're saying from 4 p.m. on that this blimp was in the air during this event, right? Then why the videos of this supposed ship? Why are all the videos midday?
It's not midday. It's totally dusk.
Look at them.
It's cloudy and it's dusk. Trey, pull the picture back up. We got the photo. Why can I get the picture of the UFO, Trey? Trey, cue it up. Boom. Dusk. Gray skies.
That is not dusk.
That's dusk. Gray skies. Sunset. Clearly dusk.
That is a zoomed in image.
Of the same thing. Look, you see that same coloring on the letters? That's what you see. That's the shine in the middle.
It must be the same thing. Like, why is this one like all dusky?
Because it's farther and they're using a cell phone camera. You're not going to get the same color definition from it. It's a matter of
The government has
technology.
admitted that there is literally aliens and we are not alone in the world, and you're trying to tell me that this is not
That's
possible?
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. There's real evidence of alien life, possibly on Venus, that was released this week, but it's microbial life. If so,
They never said there was actual life. They said that the atmosphere and the microbial
contains
that it is
phosphorine.
capable
Yes.
of having life.
Exactly. It's a
didn't say that
byproduct.
there was life.
That's what I said. Evidence of possible life on Venus, because it's a byproduct that
capable
yes,
capable of life.
yes,
Means that it could be, but it's not confirmed.
well, it has no other natural explanation in those quantities that they found it in the atmosphere. So yes, they have to look into it. I do believe in aliens 100%. I think it's a mathematical impossibility that we're the only ones in the universe. I think if you believe that, you're incredibly naive and really, really self-centered. If you think out of an infinite universe, we're the only rock that got life right. I think it's dumb. But it's definitely a blimp, not a UFO. Real life is not that interesting. It's not a UFO. Yes, Brandon, I agree. Bro, I agree. Who else is commenting on here? Fernando, it was a Unity blimp. Fernando, I think everybody agrees it was a blimp.
I don't.
Well, yes, everybody but Brittany agrees it was a blimp.
I'm telling you, even though that you say some of these videos from all over the world were taken and they can be explained away, not all of them were old videos. Some of them were actual videos.
Yes,
so
but we don't have any proof that these weren't.
But that doesn't execute every video that was posted that day in a weird coincidental way.
No, and the Pentagon did release actual videos of an unidentified flying object from its jets. From one of its jets. So yes, I'm not saying all videos of UFOs are something explainable.
Had been posted years prior, but the government denied that that was an actual video, that it was photoshopped.
It got declassified.
So I'm just saying, maybe years from now, this blimp will never be a blimp.
This blimp will never be. It's not gonna not be a blimp, Brittany. This one, I get what you're saying, and it is possible that they'll try to cover up some shit. But this one right here is a motherfucking blimp. This one over New Jersey was a blimp. So
this is a dark part, and that's what I'm going with.
Fernando said non-biased opinion. It's a blip. Thank you for the non-biased opinion, Fernando. But Charles did say, interesting. So maybe not. I don't know. But that perfectly segues into our topic from aliens to aliens. This is the way. So we got the trailer for The Mandalorian season 2, and I don't know about y'all. I'll let Trey go first, and we'll work around Brittany to me. But I'm just gonna say everything I wanted in the trailer. And some. Trey, I know you've been since it dropped, since we got rickrolled last week. I'll tell you that story. So, trailer comes out. I know some of y'all posted it on Facebook because I bid on it and I shared it with Trey, and we both excitedly.
It was a boss-ass trailer. You started and you're like, "Oh, Mando, finally! I've been waiting for this." And then, Boba Fett, no way! They're never gonna give you up.
And we got rickrolled. We got rickrolled hard. And me and Trey had synced up our trailer so that we could watch it together, and we got rickrolled simultaneously. It was a bad look. I'm not gonna lie.
You should have screen recorded that experience. That would have been
I would have. Oh, it would have been glorious. So the child will be venomized. Oh shit, that'd be dope. Make him a symbiote. Well, Trey, what are your thoughts on the Mandalorian trailer? We got a lot of like little hints and nods for fans. What did you like? What did you think?
It was almost everything I needed in our first teaser.
Okay.
There was just one person I wanted to get a glimpse of, even if it was a freaking silhouette of them, even if it was just a glimpse of their sorcerer's lightsaber. I want to see Rosario as Ahsoka Tano. Just give me a glimpse what we're gonna get. I almost have a feeling like they're gonna save her for like the last episode of season 2.
I would hope not.
Boom, we made it to the Jedi, and here's Ahsoka. Oh my gosh, see you next season.
I don't think they would do that.
Pull up freaking Mark Hamill on us, like freaking Force Awakens. Like, oh, there's Luke.
No,
see you next year.
That sucks. I don't think they'll do that because Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau. That's the only reason I'm trusting that won't happen. Granted, that director was a piece of shit, and in my opinion, really, really fucked up that trilogy. But yeah, I hope they don't do that move. So what about you, Britt? That's what he wanted to see. He didn't get everything he wanted. What did you?
Everything else was amazing.
What did you think, Britt?
I got everything I wanted. I think the part that I found most intriguing was just how much of the topic was forced into the conversation of more of his species. And I'm like, are we gonna get a bunch of like Yodas? Like, I don't know what they're called. Are we finally gonna get some of that backstory information? And that got me really hyped because I'm like, that's a backstory that's long overdue. And I'm like, because to me, I just felt like that was like, I don't know if you felt like that, but I felt like that was just like the main focus of what they were trying to say in that trailer. Like, his own kind, you have to take him there. Like, I just felt like that was just like really pushed at you, and I was like, okay, this is like all I can really think about is like,
it could be two things.
Kind.
It could be his own kind, like his own species or race or whatever planet he's from, or it could be the Jedi or his people.
True. And I love.
And then maybe that's where you run into the character that you're wanting to see.
Very true, Trey. Very true. I liked that they called them sorcerers. Yes. Like, I love that it's like the Mandalore and these sorcerers that called themselves Jedi. Kind of the way they painted the Jedi, space wizards and like sorcerers. It was very mysterious, and it automatically put you in the mood of like awesome Mystic Order. And then we saw a WWE diva in the trailer in the hood. So Sasha Banks was in that trailer, and that shit was awesome to see. But the line that made it for, or the scene that made it for me, and just like literally I was like, all over the place, was soon as it lights up, his wrist lights up, and the child just whoop closes his little trap. I lost my shit because I was like, yes. And it's like, he goes wherever I go. So I've heard
3 times now at least. And
yeah.
The 2 things that excite me the most is we're getting to see like a Star Wars like fighting rink, like, you know, like boxing or UFC, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And
like competitive fighting,
or it's going to be battle to the death. I mean, you never know.
Like gladiator style.
And then we have a true like scene on a boat.
What do you mean on a boat?
I don't
on the
feel
water.
like I've ever seen a whole lot of water scenes in Star Wars ever. So
it's like we're going to get all kinds of sea creatures and whatnot.
I hope we get some giant sea monsters. That shit'll be lit. What excited the shit out of me?
Maybe that is kind of where his people are from. Because if you think about it, like I remember, like, oh god, I don't even remember which one, but like they were always around swamps a lot. Like they would always like to be around
that's
swamps.
True.
It was like meditating.
He's in Dagobah. Dagobah's a giant swamp.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they are. They're from the bayous, the space bayous. Yeah. Gonzo says, I want to finally see...
Space frog people.
Space frog people. Well, Gonzo said, Misty, I'm doing a podcast. Do you mind? My dog's playing with a squeaky toy on the bed. Gonzo says, I want to see Baby Yoda finally show how evil he really is. He's been mind controlling.
He could get tested. All it could take is one Sith to show up, and then it could be game over for Baby Yoda.
Gonzo's theorizing he's been mind controlling the Mandalorian since episode 1. Ooh, interesting. Interesting little fan theory you got there. I like it.
No.
I like it. It's a good fan
No, but
theory.
I definitely still feel like he is a clone. I definitely still feel that way very strongly.
There's been lots of Easter eggs towards Camino with him. You know, that's the big cloning facility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been a lot
I'm
of
just like,
nods.
bro, what if we get like a sea of Baby Yoda? It's like my little heart would not be able to contain myself.
I would Darth Baby Yoda.
I would literally just scream. Like,
I already had a heart attack when they punched him in the bag. I was like, this motherfucker needs to die.
That still makes me mad.
He needs to die
I
right
suppressed
now.
that from my memory. I forgot that.
Yes, I was livid. I was livid, man. That shit was... But the scene that got me excited was the stormtroopers going over the cliff. Holy fuck. This looks like...
Wings.
As soon as they opened up... This one feels like way bigger than the first. It's like he's stepping into the Star Wars universe, but it still feels like a contained story. So I want to know if the child is dreaming all this. Fernando. Good question.
We are all just a simulation in Baby Yoda's mind.
Yes, Baby Yoda, baby Yoda. I'm for it. I'm on. I'm in. Regardless of what they want to do, I'm sold with the trailer. I'm going to be watching episode 1. I already have Disney Plus, so I can't resubscribe, but I would if I could. Because it's Misty. Do you mind?
I hope they do like some really awesome cameos like they did last season. Because like,
yes.
I know some of those cameos we saw, I absolutely like love. Like Bill Burr, I love seeing him in that, and I would just like that. I hope they continue that trend of bringing in some like random
celebrity
really
Star Wars fans. They're all just fans that want to be in a Star Wars.
In there.
Yeah, that's it. I love it. I hope they make them stormtroopers again because there were cameos. The guys who were stormtroopers were also actors that wanted to be in a Star Wars film, so they made them stormtroopers.
The prison guard in the first season, that's the voice of Anakin in the Clone Wars.
Oh yeah, I did know. He's the one that's like running like the control center or whatever. I recognized that voice immediately. I was like, bro, that's Anakin.
I want to know if we get any Obi-Wan. It's on the same timeline. Obi-Wan's having his standalone. Ewan McGregor. Do we tease?
No, this is after. No, this is after Obi-Wan.
After the offense, he's dead.
It's after New Hope. Where Jedi. The Empire's fallen.
You're right.
The First Order is not come back yet.
It is after New Hope. Yeah, right. I got my timeline mixed up.
We could get some Skywalker. I mean, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I hope they don't
steer away from it. But
Fernando says, "I just want to hear someone say it's a trap."
Maybe we'll get some Akbar. We are going to an ocean planet. It looks like, so maybe we'll get some Akbars.
We shall see. We are getting the cage fighters. Trey, you pointed out. Oh, yeah, that's the exact same race as Darth Maul.
That's guards. Oh yeah, no, yeah. There's that guy. Then the first guys you see fighting, those are the same as the guards at Jabba's palace.
That is all kinds of loveliness we can get lost in. This world just got a lot bigger, and it feels that way just from the trailer. It feels like the scale has increased, and it is post Jedi. They are.
I hope they
sorcerers.
Don't try to spread themselves out too much, though. Because you know what I mean. Like, don't try to give us too much content. Like, don't try to give us too many different worlds. Like, make sure you stay really good with each little bit you give us. Don't
I think
try
the first season
try
did
to
a
give
good
us
job
a
of
whole
that.
bunch just to make us happy, and then not do justice by each of those.
Exactly.
That's my only concern.
I think the first season did a good job of balancing that.
Back to stuff we do know, like here we're on Tatooine.
Yes. I think it'll do a good job. Favreau's a fan, and he really knows how to handle this content. That's why I'm excited he's doing the trilogy that's coming. I'm all on board with Favreau's Star Wars world. I want to see what he creates, and I want to see what we do. I just want to
know what timeline he's going towards. Anywhere near the Skywalker saga, before, after?
I just want to get away from the Skywalker saga in the next
I want to know.
They said that if you were to go in timeline order, that it's literally happening in between 5 and 6. So
no. He's talking about the new trilogy. The new trilogy of movies.
Movie trilogy, not the show trilogy.
Before Rey. Right. Yeah, before Rey, and after Anakin. So it's in between there. So you could get Anakin or you could get Rey. We don't know how close they are to each end. We just know it's somewhere in the middle.
So we shall see. And we'll use that to segue. Speaking of streaming networks, talking of Disney Plus, there's a streaming network getting a lot of shit. Here's a controversial topic.
As they should.
And I'm saying we didn't put anything in the flyer. Yeah, we didn't put anything in the flyer. We did not put a background. That's all you're getting from us as far as a background that describes what we're talking about. Because we're not trying to end up on a list.
Yeah. So I think we should give a warning. So anybody that is uncomfortable talking about really pertaining topics to pedophilia or children, you should probably go ahead and exit now if that bothers you, because we'll be digging into that next. You've been warned.
No butthurt. So Netflix has got a lot of heat for a film that they released on their streaming platform titled Cuties. Now, it has children. There's no other way to say that. They are little baby girls in
young adults, not
barely their shorts,
children.
In barely their shorts, doing provocative dances. And the camera angles, and just from what I've seen people share, because I haven't seen it myself, and I'm not trying to because the warning was enough for me to be like, nope, not today, not ending up on a list. But it is sexually suggestive with minors, and a lot of people are upset, saying that this is promoting pedophilia and that it's
exploitation.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
exploitation
not-
of children.
Yeah, it's normalizing pedophilia.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing here.
Mhm.
I did see a video that someone had posted of some clips from the movie because I don't have the strength as a parent to watch it in full.
Yeah.
But not only are these kids like shown in like very provocative dancing, but they're also touching each other super inappropriately, which I didn't find okay. Like one girl's like she's trying to teach her, but she's like rubbing up all on her. And then the other one's like slapping the other girl's butt. And I'm just like, this is not okay.
I've done little to no research on this thing. Where was this thing shot and edited? Like, what studio produced this?
So
I
I
believe
guess
it's a
it
foreign
was
film.
a Sundance.
So
it
it's
was
overseas.
It was a Sundance film.
Okay.
And it was, and when it was first developed, it was developed in a very different manner. It was basically just like about these young girls. Like even the cover was like, it looked like they had just shoplifted and they had like random pieces of clothes on and they're all just like running. It's just like girls like having fun is how that image was.
Yeah.
I don't find it, but I'll try to find it for you. But it was a Sundance film.
I'll take your word for it.
Totally taking your word on this one, Britt.
It was a whole different type of storyline too. Like it was just mainly like about them trying to like succeed in dancing. It wasn't necessarily twerking, it was just dance.
Okay.
And then it became, when Netflix got a hold of it, literally the covers completely changed, the costumes completely changed. The actors remain the same. It's the same girls.
Uh-huh.
So they redid it for Netflix, is what I'm hearing?
Yeah. They put a polishy shoe over it is what they did, you know.
Okay.
It's the same shit just done
With a bigger budget.
With a bigger budget. Yeah. And I'm just like, you know, there's so many things that bothers me about this, but I think the thing that bothers me the most that I think that we're not focusing on, like, yes, this video shows children in a very gross manner and an inappropriate one. It's normalizing that, but I want to know why the fuck these parents would allow their kids to be in such a film.
Oh, you'll be disgusted what parents would do to get their kid out there.
Like how sick
We've
do you
seen
have to
these
be
horror
to
stories.
use your kid as a cash
Look at
cow?
Dance Moms.
Look at Robert Downey Jr. Look at all these child actors that were forced to do these.
I'm not saying it's
roles.
right. It's
No.
excusable. But
Yeah, no, but this is a tale as old as time. Like, this movie is bad, but if you go back to the 80s, the movie Kids, I don't know if y'all ever saw that documentary, but they were doing drugs, they were having sex. It's all underage kids. They were following them, they were using drugs, they were having sex, they were fucking smoking and drinking, and it was just actual kids drinking, smoking, fucking. And it freaked people out. Like, this is really happening in inner cities. And it's like, yeah, this is reality. This is the reality that they're living in. So that's different because it was a documentary. To my memory, it was a documentary
I'm
showing
trying to
that.
get this to where that was the original cover.
Okay.
It's like
Literally
a summer
Yeah, it's
thing
like shopping
shopping.
bags.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like
reminded me
shopping
of,
bags and
like,
shit.
The sisterhood of the traveling pants
Okay.
is what it reminded me of.
Okay.
If you ever remember that film, just about girls and their friendship and being close. Like that's the vibe I got.
Yeah.
But the other one, like literally, like she's dropping it like it's hot right on the freaking cover, and I'm like, not okay. Like,
Yeah, now hip hop dance is provocative, and I have an issue because this shit has
an
been
age limit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, this shit has been around since like pageants. Pageants have this shit all the time. Pageants have even bikini rounds for these tiny children. And
as someone who dance, even when you're young, you don't do those kind of dances. Like you learn hip hop, but you're not doing that.
You're not
like,
grinding on anything.
You're not allowed to shake it.
Yeah, they teach you in like hip hop dance when you're young, like to do it appropriately for your age. You know, they're taught in a more appropriate manner, and then it then it gets a little bit more risque as you get older. But when you're in dance, like you don't get taught that in dance at a young age.
I'm wondering. I'm just trying to find it because I don't know all the context. I'm trying to find out how is this different from
a street dance thing than versus like a course dance thing. You know what I mean? Like where you go to a studio and you learn dance. I definitely don't think that's going to be the concept of this movie. I don't know. I haven't watched, but I'm just going to guess that it's more of like a street dance thing.
Yeah.
Kind of like you got served or something where they're teaching themselves.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to figure out how is this different from Ariana Grande underage being scantily clad in a video, or Christina Aguilera, or Britney Spears in the schoolgirl outfit all these underage
It's younger
musicians,
than we've ever seen. I feel like.
Yeah, I think
yeah, but
is
these
it the
girls
age
are literally
thing?
like 12. Like,
yeah. So is it the age that was made it even more uncomfortable? I'm trying to figure out like what the difference is with these and those.
Christina Aguilera were like, I think when Britney Spears
16 and 15.
That was like
16 and 15.
That was the pull with Britney Spears. It was like, look at this girl coming of age. She's blossoming and everything, and people fell in love with her. And it was just like, oh my gosh, she's finding her own sexuality. It's awesome. Like, good for you, Britney. But then some people were like, oh my gosh, this is wrong. You know, the schoolgirl outfits and everything. This is horrible.
Yeah, so I'm like, where
the audience that they try to touch with that material. So I know when Britney Spears came out, because I was young too.
Yeah.
And they really made music for kids, like younger aged mind kids. They didn't make it for adults. They didn't try to make a film that would intrigue an adult. Does that make sense?
Is that what this film is?
Britney Spears was like, oops, I did it again, and it happened in a school. You know, so you can relate to that when you're that age. Because you're like, oh, I go to school, maybe I can be a cute girl and get the basketball player. Because that's what like the whole video is about. It wasn't these girls doing dances that an adult would do in an adult way. So I think that's where the bar changes.
I don't know. Ariana did some pretty adult moves in a pretty adult way. I don't
know about Ariana Grande's, but I do know about Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears because I grew up with that. Like I was young when they came out.
I'm a genie in a bottle, baby. You gotta rub me the right way. That's inappropriate. She's underage and she's asking you to rub her the right way. Nah, fam.
I don't know if she was underage when that was made, but
she was underage when that was made, and so was I. So I was all over it. A big old crush. For sure. But yeah, I'm trying to see, because this is inappropriate, this is wrong. I don't think anybody's disputing that, but I'm saying Dance Moms does this and nobody's raising a fuss. Like those girls, they start them from 3 years old.
Or the pageant moms.
And the pageant moms, like we've had this shit, and all of that is deplorable in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I don't think that shit should be taking place either. But at the same time, this is where I'm on the fence. I don't want to vilify this to the point where the girls feel ashamed of themselves. Like, I think there's a fine line between vilifying exploitation of children, which should be protected, and you should be protecting children from this. You should not have them out there being sexualized for adults. Like, that should never happen. But at the same time, you don't want to make the girl feel so ashamed, like your sexuality is wrong. Don't ever bring it out. Don't ever show it. Because then you go into that self-conscious nature of what we've always done to females, which is, oh, you're confident in your sexuality? You're a whore. You're a hoe. You're an X. You're a Y. You're a Z. If you're comfortable with your body, you're dangerous. So that's why I'm like nervous about going too far the other way and vilifying it to the point where the little girls feel bad about themselves. It's like, at the
same time, it's like I wish the message we could get across is like kids these days seem like they're so anxious to grow up already.
They've always been.
And it's just, and I know, and I feel like the same when we were kids as well, but it's just like, slow down. You don't realize what you're doing. Yeah. You're too young for this.
In my neighborhood,
and that's just my big...
there were girls dressed like that all the time. Like it was booty shorts from like age 12 on was booty shorts, and like that's the middle school and high school scene we grew up in, and it was a lot of sex, drugs, and all kinds of shit. So, but if it's being made for adults, that's definitely wrong. It's one thing if it were a documentary showing like, hey, this is crazy shit.
But with that argument saying if this was made for kids, why didn't they go through a quote kids company? Why isn't this only on the for kids section in Netflix? Like, no, it's not. It seems like it's made for adults.
On the front page. It was like on the front page.
It was all over their Facebook.
Why didn't Disney Plus take something like this up? Like, seems like that'd be a great show for a Disney Plus. Like, oh, we want to show what it's really like for these dance girls. Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it just feels.
I think there's definitely a different distinction between those.
It's just, I think the marketing team and the people that thought about this was a good idea should have thought about it a little bit more.
And they should take responsibility. There should be an apology. And if this is truly inappropriate, you gotta take the shit down, bro. You gotta take the shit down. Like, take some responsibility when you fuck up.
When to cut your losses here.
Yes.
The problem is you put it on a platform,
and then we're getting documentaries like Cuties on here. It's like Netflix. Like, it's good to be like on the edge and do stuff that is for adults, but it's like I hope you're truly realizing how easy it is for children and for all kinds of people to view this stuff.
so much. They're doing so much content lately, and I don't know if you feel like this, but I feel like this every time I get on Netflix lately. Is so much content for the trans community, for the gay community, for all these different
super inclusive community. Yeah,
they're doing, but pedophilia is not one of them. No. And you don't put it on a platform that literally all children watch.
Yeah. And I don't think that was their intention when they originally got this.
I honestly believe it is.
Came out, they were like, "Oh shit, look what we just did." Yeah. But yeah, I think it's time to be like, this was not our intention. We totally misread the situation. But even then, how much of it are you going to really believe? I mean, you got to leave it with a grain of salt. That's where some of the controversy comes into place with this.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you have to think that, you had to have someone that directed, like, even we're just talking about the cover photo itself of the movie.
I'm surprised, like, people in the post-production, people that shot this were like, what the fuck did we just film? What the fuck are we editing right now?
The graphic designer should have been like, why am I coloring kid ass? Yeah. Why am I coloring a kid's booty? That shit ain't normal.
But that's another question taken above this. It's like, this is about dance routines. It's like, why are these competitions for not only dance, but for cheerleading and everything? Why are the outfits so skimpy?
True.
Because literally, they're a twerk team. They're not even a dance team. They're not a cheer team. They're a twerk team. Because twerk is popular.
Yeah.
So kids should know. Kids don't do twerking.
If a kid does a dab, or, does the stanky leg or something, but
I think there's a big difference from doing twerking in your room because it's a dance move and doing twerking on screen in booty shorts. That is totally different. Two totally different things.
In those clips, they were not doing like normal dance routines. Like literally, it was on the ground pounding, standing up twerking, on the ground twerking, and that's all I saw. And I'm like, so there's no dance involved. And when they're like on the ground, like I'm telling you, these girls are like touching each other, helping them to like do it. I'm like, this is not like, it's so incredibly uncomfortable. It's just like, I just don't understand.
How did nobody get that vibe? Why, I don't get how nobody watched it and didn't get that vibe. Like,
nobody in the editing department, nobody in the photography department, nobody in the videography department, nobody in the promotion department. Nobody in the PA department, nobody thought that this was a bad fucking idea.
Yeah, that was dumb. And after the response, but like my brother said, their stock dropped because of it. Like now they're really getting some heat for it. We'll see how they respond. Because they also have Cobra Kai, so I'm not unsubscribing. As long as you got Cobra Kai, I'm fucking sold. You got Stranger Things.
They could make this a really great opportunity to try finally put a spotlight on an issue that's got a lot of people concerned right now. But seriously, no. I mean, like if they want, they're great with doing documentaries. Find another one of your great.
Watch the social media. If you haven't watched the social media, watch
and go, and then go, hey, can you help us do a documentary about what just happened with this thing? And can we really talk about this really controversial issue and whatnot, and like how this is wrong, that this is still going on, kids are being exploited. Let's turn around and turn this around and
100%.
Make a great documentary.
Become an advocate. Do the right thing.
Before we move on to the next topic, because I know you're about to segue, I'd just like you to know that I looked up Christina Aguilera's age, and I also looked up the year that Genie in a Bottle came out, which was 1999. She was born in 1980, so she was 19 years old. I'm going to throw that out there.
19 years old? All right. I remember being in high school, so I thought she was the same age.
I was leaving you for a second, and then I was
I thought she was. I thought she was.
Like that, like right the year before I went to high school. No, like. Right, so I was
can you look up what age Britney was for Baby One More Time? Because she was in a naughty schoolgirl outfit.
Yes, I can. While you segue.
Yeah. So that just don't put kids in booty shorts and have them twerk.
They shouldn't ever
be. Enjoy childhood, shit.
Adulthood can be lame as fuck. I'm staying a kid. Fuck that. I went the other route.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. There you go, Fernando. It's a trap. It's a trap. This conversation reminds me of a documentary I watched on Netflix, Trial by Media. Yeah. Powers Drew chiming in from Twitch. Very much so. Very much so. That's why this one I'm not diving into. I'm not going to do my own research. Normally I go do my own research. I watch it for myself. Not ending up on a list for this one, fam.
Yeah, no.
Not doing it.
I couldn't even barely finish the little clip video that I found. I was like, I'm uncomfortable.
My brother says he thinks Britney was 17, but we can't be sure. Britney's Googling Britney.
She was 17. She was born in 1981, and the video came out in 1998.
And you can
so
see
she
her
was
bra. She was in a short skirt.
It came out in May. It came out in May of 1998, and she turned 18 in December.
Oh no!
So it's just So
you had a child.
You
had a child showing cleavage and her ass.
I remember it. Like she was all over the news when this happened.
Yep.
I remember like
it
was
was
like all the parents like, you're not
controversy.
watching that MTV with that Britney Spears on there.
Yeah.
But you can watch Beavis and Butthead. That's okay.
Yeah, I love Beavis and Butthead. That was my shit. Let's not badmouth Beavis and Butthead.
They're gonna rag on her as soon as that video comes out.
So, good news today. We did have the drop of the PS5 release date, guys. So it drops November 12th. We're getting the PS5. You have options. If you don't got a lot of moolah, it's okay. You have options this time. We have a $500 disc version where you can get the optic drive. You can buy games in disc format and play on the PS5, or you can have the discless format that is $400 and no disc drive. So they're both exactly the same. You're going to get the same components, same speed, same everything, just a different price point. So I'm a fan of the cheaper price one. I already have my pre-order. If you don't, you're probably not going to get one because they're already sold out pretty much everywhere. It's fucking insane. The PS5 dropped and the pre-orders went through the roof. We did get a lot of badass trailers with Harry Potter, a Hogwarts Legacy video game. It's a Harry Potter RPG. I think Gigi said it was based in the 1800s of Hogwarts. So it looks really, really fun to play. Miles Morales, we actually got some gameplay footage from Spider-Man Miles Morales. Gonzo does make a good point. The disc is also a 4K Blu-ray player. But Gonzo, who the fuck still buys Blu-ray? You could digital HD that shit. Digital UHD that stuff. I'm good.
Some people like the collector, like like the steel books and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like I bought a few of those.
But let me point that out.
I'm one of those people. I like to sometimes have a physical copy because sometimes internet goes down, and then what are you gonna fucking do?
You are 100% right.
Read?
Obviously, anybody that says they don't buy DVDs are silly because they obviously don't have kids, and your internet's never gone down where your kids are like, "What do we do?"
Well, the thing is, if you buy the games, they're on your hard drive. So if the internet goes down, you can still play your game. You just can't play online.
Yeah, but you also are gonna have to have a serious fucking hard drive for that many videos because that shit takes up space.
Yeah, you're right. It does take up space.
And that kind of space. If you had that many movies. You're talking about like you need a full external cloud for that shit.
Yeah, my boy Levi has y'all know Levi. Levi has 10 tera. I think it's like a 10 terabyte hard drive for his games and media. It's like fuck.
Games.
Yeah,
pretty sure we have
the whole library of games. Games. Yeah. Yeah. So
you still download those?
Yeah. Are you gonna buy, Brittany? Are you gonna buy a PS5? Do you think a PS5 will be in your house? No. Trey, are you buying a PS5? Not doing it. Oh man, I'm the only one buying. The PS5. I was gonna buy the Xbox also.
I'd much rather build a gaming PC and
I'm doing that right after this show. I got all the components, and I'm building the gaming PC for the podcast, so I can do the gaming podcast with Brandon. We will hopefully do one as soon as I construct this and get that show together, where we'll go into detail about the trailers for Miles Morales. The Avengers game was kind of a dud. Ghost of Tsushima has some downloadable content. A lot of cool PlayStation shit, though. Ragnarok, God of War, Ragnarok 2021. That was fucking awesome.
That does look good. I will say that's like one of the few games that I actually.
The cool thing was I brought my processor for the new computer that we're building for the podcast. And I didn't know this, but Amazon sent me a code and they were like, hey, because you bought this processor, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is yours for free. I was like, the fuck?
You're just now telling us this shit?
Yeah, I freaked the fuck out. I was like, oh my God. So yeah, my PC will come equipped with, your PC is cheap though. No, it's not. I got Ryzen 7 3800X.
Over here.
You jerk.
Shooting bullets.
You jerk. Mine a Ryzen 7, sir. It's the latest processor, but not the toppest processor. And I'm missing a graphics card still, but that's besides the point. It's besides the point, Trey. We gotta move on. I would love to talk about the PC all day, but I can't. TikTok. We're on the clock. So
why are we still talking about TikTok?
because it was a sale, a possible sale took place this week. Because the deadline was allegedly this week for TikTok to be banned. Now we have Oracle, a Bill Gates run company that is swooping in to buy TikTok. It's not an outright purchase. There's a lot of details still need to be ironed out. Some are saying that it still needs to go between the president and his security committee to see if the sale is going to be to their liking, whatever the fuck that means, and whether it's approved by all sides, and what exactly is Oracle buying. We don't know, but I know there's a bunch of security concerns about TikTok, Chinese company owning TikTok, owning the data, and being able to have access to all of our stuff. Essentially,
I don't think it's that. I honestly don't even think it's all of that shit that they're so bothered by. I think it's for the fact that when they have something, they see something on social media that they don't want the public knowing or seeing, they can go to Facebook and they have, figureheads to go to be like, take this shit down. But they can't do that with TikTok because they can't tell China what to do with their own fucking company.
That's very true. That is very
And there's
true.
no controlling on TikTok. Like, you see topics you never see on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Ever.
That is a very interesting point. If you want to control the narrative, you keep independent platforms out of the discussion. So, yeah, maybe the security advisors have a problem with you guys getting the real scoop.
I think it's just control. They can't, because, look at how many times, Mark Zuckerberg has been in fucking court.
Oh, they're stealing all kinds of shit. Mark knows more about me than I do.
They're going to go knock on China's door like, yo, China, I need you to take these down. I know it's the U.S. server, but you need to take them down, and China's going to be like, oh, no. Fuck you. Like, fuck you, we do what we want. Fuck you, get the fuck out of space.
Yeah, China's not going to take well, especially with the shit that's been talked about them. They're not going to take very well to the U.S. trying to tell them what to do. But
I think they think security to make people afraid to use it is what I think it is.
Yeah, because I agree. I don't think there's a threat to TikTok. And not more than any other platform. Like you said, Mark Zuckerberg's already all in our shit. If he's not in your Facebook, he's in your Insta. You done gave him permission to all kinds of shit you have no idea about. Don't believe me? Go watch the documentary Social Media on Netflix.
I think the one with the least reigns other than TikTok is Twitter. Like, you can probably see more realistic topics on Twitter, although Twitter does like to handle like the trending topics, like they like to pick and choose. But other than that, there's not a huge, I feel like censorship on there as much as Facebook and Instagram. Jesus fucking Christ.
You're available to talk a lot of shit on Twitter, and it'll take a while to get flagged. It's just Facebook, to their credit, has done a great job of suppressing hate speech and false claims all over the fucking place.
But they're really terrible about taking down videos of people killing themselves and all that shit. It takes
that happened just a week ago. You're right. There was a live suicide on Facebook, which is terrible. Of course, anyone think that taking your life is the only way. It's not.
You call somebody or call me. I'd rather hear your story.
It's a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
You nailed it on the head there, Brittany. I know Brandon posted earlier. I'd rather hear your story than your funeral, man. I don't want to go. I do not. I'm tired of funerals, guys. I'm fucking done. So if you are going through anything, I'm sure any one of us will
stressful time. Times are absolutely crazy. It's totally normal to not feel okay.
Yes, it is 100%. And shit's hitting the fan for a lot of people. You're not alone. We're all scared and worried.
Just remind yourself that self-love is the most important thing. Don't try to worry about what other people are doing or what you're seeing on social media. Worry about yourself, especially in this time. This time is so important. Just literally focus on yourself. And
focus what you can control on.
Yes. Fucking nail on the head, Trey. There's so much out of our control. What can you control? Go all in on that, guys. Because 2020, as fucked up as it seems, for some people is the best year they've ever had. There is good if you look for it. There's a lot of bad, but if you look for the good and really focus on the good and control the things you can control, you can make an awesome situation out of a shit show. You just gotta want it. Right, Trey? You gotta want it.
You gotta have the mindset for it. You gotta really it can be sad waking up every day being stuck at home, or you can be like, you know what? I should just enjoy this. Like, I should enjoy just being at home with my family. I should enjoy this time that I'm getting to spend because, I mean, let's be honest, tomorrow is not promised to us. So you should just really enjoy today.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yes. And we enjoyed everybody in the comment section. We can't thank you guys enough for dropping by the show. We're building the PC in order to be able to handle a guest next week. I am literally getting off the podcast while I'm chatting with my peeps afterwards. But after that, I'm going to build a PC that can handle the stream. And we'll be testing that out next week or possibly this weekend on the gaming podcast with Brandon. I can't wait to get back to that. I just haven't had a PC capable. But that's it for us, guys. Thank you so much for chiming in, giving your opinions. Be sure to vote. Early voting in Texas starts October 13th. Don't care who you're voting for. That is your choice.
Do your part.
Do your part.
Civic duty.
Your civic duty.
Because I don't want to hear you complain if you didn't go vote.
Yep. Pretty much.
All right,